Hello everybody, this is another Hot Wheels collector video. Today we are looking at the 70 Toyota Celica from the Multipacks. Now this is a Multipack Exclusive. They've released this before in the past in a very similar design, but this is the 2022 model. You can get these in either 3 packs or the 10 packs or 9 packs or whatever they are now. I got this one from a 3 pack because here in the UK 10 packs are really not worth it usually, especially with all the fantasies in the actual packaging and stuff. It's not really worth it. But anyways, let me give you some facts about this car. You might already know them, but if you do, just sit back and enjoy this car. So this car had a 7-year production run. It started in 1970, which is what this model is, and went all the way to 1977. It had an inline 4 engine which produced 97 horsepower, but there were actually 5 different engines offered. But because of emission regulations of the time, the engines were all limited to 97 horsepower. Well, that was the top spec engine. Obviously there'll be lower horsepower models, but the top spec one was 97 horsepower. Usually in the older Toyotas they would have 110 horsepower, but obviously because of these regulations, this one could not have that same power, so it was slower than older cars actually, which was obviously not great, and obviously it had to be lighter to make up for that. This car had a 0 to 60 of 11.5 seconds and completed the quarter mile in 18.2 seconds with a top speed of 104 miles an hour, so definitely not very fast for today's standards, but back then it would have been quite a nice little sports car. Speaking of back then, in 1970 this Celica cost $4,000, which is about $23,000 today, so not really that badly priced even today's money. I mean, wow, we would definitely happily pay that for this because it's a really cool car. But anyways, that's it for all the facts. Let's actually get into the review and showcase of this car. Showcasing this car then, first of all we'll start with the side. So this car has the 8-slot Steely wheels. These first debuted in 2017, and as you can see these ones are in black with a chrome lip, very suiting for this car in my opinion. This car is done in a glossy red. This is not metallic, it's just a normal red colour. As for the tampo work, we do have the door handle which has been done in a silver tampo, as well as the lock underneath it, which obviously on these cars you'd have to actually put a key into the door to unlock the doors. It did not have like a remote key fob where you can just press the unlock button. That's obviously what that little blob there is. That's also obviously done in the silver. We also have the number 22, so this is kind of like a racing type take on this car, I'm guessing that Hot Wheels are going for, but you can see that is surrounded by white and then it has a black outline around that circle. We also have the Hot Wheels logo which has been done in black as well, very nicely done. This car does not have any wing mirrors, but they are quite complex, so it would be quite hard for Hot Wheels to really get the right feeling from them. So they just didn't do them, which honestly I don't blame them, especially on the main line. But obviously if this came to premium you'd kind of expect something to be there, I think, but on this car it doesn't look too bad, to be honest. As you can see, the front windows on this car have been rolled down, enhancing that sporty look that they are going for with this car. I think it looks way sportier when they do roll them windows down. It's such a small little thing, but it does mean a lot, I think, for the design of the car. Alright, now let's talk about the front windshield. This car sadly does not have any windshield wipers in the actual, not cast, but like design of the plastic windshield. Really, I suppose sad to see that not happening, but it is what it is. It does not make or break the deal for me. Taking a look at the front, there's quite a lot going on. So first of all we'll start with the front splitter and bumper that is created using the bottom grey base plastic. Very nice use of that. I love to see that when they add that little detail, and it acts like a very nice colour break. You can also see the headlights have been done very nicely here as well. That is done using the window plastic. Moving on to the hood, by the way I do love it when they do them headlights in that window plastic, especially when they've run out of tampo, so they can't like tampo them on, so they just add that little bit of extra detail. It's a really handy thing, especially on the mainline stuff. Anyways, back to the hood. The whole entire hood is done in a glossy black tampo. We also have that returning of the racing number 22, surrounded by white of course in a circle. You can also see the 2 hood vents here appear, so they are both surrounded by red. and then that section is tampoed with a silver tampo, and then we have a little bit of black in there as well. So what is that for? That is for the actual hole that would obviously let the air in to cool the engine. There you go. Alright, moving on to the side of the car. I am not going to go back all over this, but if you want to pause the video to have a look for yourself, feel free to do so. Alright, moving along to the back, we do not have any tampo work, but we do have the rear bumper being created using the bottom grey base plastic, as you can see there. Very, very nice colour split once again. You can also see the rear lights as well as the license plate holder have been created using the black interior plastic. Real nice use of that. And once again, if you wanted to add a little bit more detail, you could use something like a Sharpie or acrylic paint on those rear lights. And for the license plate, you could use one of them permanent stickers that a lot of people decide to use. You can also see this car has a little tiny ducktail spoiler. Really, really nice design. As for the top of this car, that is what it looks like. There is no tampo work or really any detail going on, but of course you could pause the video and have a look if you're looking for something, or wondering maybe if your car's got an error or something going on with it. There you go, that's what it's supposed to look like. And there you go, that's really it for this car. Now let's get into the actual review and my opinions on this one. Alright, now it is time for the review and my opinions on this car. Firstly, I think this car is really nicely executed by Hot Wheels. It's obviously their own little take on the Toyota Celica of 1970, so it's got like lots of Hot Wheels own things, including that splitter on the front, obviously the racing livery on this one, and yeah, obviously the little ducktail as well. So honestly, and the wide arches. So honestly, this is really, really awesome. I know some people probably would like to say a real stock Celica, which looks exactly like, obviously, the factory fresh type ones. But honestly, I like this souped up, I suppose, model. I think it's really, really well executed. And it just looks great. Remember, you can get these in the 3 packs if you're in the UK. I would recommend that over the 10 packs. I think they're a little bit more hard to find now because they are from last year. But maybe you might be able to find some in some, I don't know, bargain shops maybe. I don't know. I just hit lucky with this one, found it in a Lidl out of everywhere, so there you go. That might help you, but they don't really stock Hot Wheels much here in the UK. It's very hit and miss. Anyways, what do I rate this car out of 10? I'm going to give this car a solid 8 out of 10. I love the kind of Hot Wheels own design. I've said it already, but really, really cool to see that. And I think this is where Hot Wheels really, really shines and what Hot Wheels should really focus on, because obviously they're not a brand that focuses on trying to get the cars to look exactly like the real life counterpart, like May GT. So adding their own little spin to it really, really does just allow them to stand out from the competition and have their own unique audience. Anyways, that is really it for this review and showcase. If you enjoyed, make sure to like. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Remember, you can press that notification bell so that you do not miss a new upload. Remember, you can also share this video with any friends, family, or in any groups who may be interested, but don't feel pressured to if you don't feel like you have anybody who may be interested in the video. You watching this video is more than enough for me. Anyways, I hope to see you guys in the next one, and I hope you enjoyed. Bye bye, everyone.